How disappointed were you then to go out of the FA Cup on Saturday?
I said after the game that I was really disappointed because our performance was, especially the first half, really good, and to lose the concentration in specific moments, it was really bad for us, and we paid that for losing the game. For a reason, I said that I was really disappointed because I wanted to play the FA Cup, because last season we played really good teams against the big clubs, and I know how important is the FA Cup here.
Obviously the league was always more important to you than the cup, but are you worried that Saturday's defeat might knock you off course?
Well, I think, or I hope that the defeat on Saturday can be can give us a reaction, because you know we were really well in December, and now we started January really well against Derby, and our defeat on Tuesday can transmit us that we have to be always really concentrated, because in this league, in this competition, every single second is important.
Brentford away tomorrow night. They've been impressive in the last couple of years. Do you expect a tough test with them?
Yes, always. We've won them always, but it's the kind of team that is really tough. It's a good team, a good manager now again. So they've changed the manager, but the style is more or less the same. They play well. They have really good players, and the pitch is not big as we like to play. But last season we played really well both games. We won those games, and we played in the way that we have to play in that pitch. So I am expecting for a tough game.
It's a busy time for everybody with a number of games. Do you think the squad is coping with the workload?
No, because we've lost players like Bruno Supolini and Jack Stephens, and we are working to replace them, because it's a position that is important for us, but it's a position that everybody knows how difficult it is to play. So for us, we have to try to bring the right player.
And finally, the transfer window now in full swing. Are you any closer to bringing in new players?
No, at the moment. We are working, but again, when we are at the top of the table, we are not rules. So if players are coming, it's because they want to come. We want them, but with no rush.
Okay.
You mentioned top of the table. Do you find it easier now in talks with players in the position Middlesbrough, the good run of form you've been in? Is it an easier prospect now, speaking to players about coming here?
I think it's more difficult because they know how difficult it is to play here. But it's true that it's a good attraction for them to come here when we are in this position, and maybe next season we are in Premier League. But for one way it's easier, but for other way it's difficult, because they know how difficult it is to play in this team.
Obviously, fans like the January transfer window, a lot of speculation for fans. What's it like as a manager? A few players have obviously gone out, but what's it like for you trying to fill those positions?
I think the main thing is the position on the table will give us to be calm, because for example last season, or my first season here, I was unexpert. And the first transfer window for me was a nightmare, but 2 years later, and in a position completely different, the situation is completely different, because the nucleus of the team we have from the beginning, we are playing really well. So the players who will come, they will come knowing that they are coming to a real good team.
You mentioned you obviously have your targets. When do you start looking for players? When do you start looking at these players? Obviously, you know when the window opens.
We work here always 24 hours per day since the 1st of September, because we know we have to be ready for the players. We have to know all the players, not just in England, in other countries. But now, for that reason, we have a very good list of names to try to bring them here.
Obviously, you say you're looking for a couple of people to bring in. Still in talks. Any sign anything soon in the next week or so?
I don't know because I said after my previous press conference about some players that, for example, Gianni Wilson, it was I didn't know it was close or far, but the following day we did everything. So in football and in this transfer market, you never know.
Where in particular are you looking to strengthen?
Midfielder and central defender, because again we need players who can play in both positions, because we have just at this moment Daniel Yada, Gibo and Fernando Morevieta. So in midfielder we have just Clayton, Grant and Forso. So I need one more midfielder and one more central defender, and if we can find one player who played in both positions, can be good.